Hi, I'm Philip Zimbardo, and today we'll be exploring the theories of John Piaget, which explain the main concepts of cognitive development in young children. For developing children, there are a few concepts that they have to grasp. Two of these major developments are object permanence and conservation. Object permanence. First, we will watch the experiment, then we'll break it down. Object permanence is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be observed. First, the child acknowledges the fact that the toy exists. Now that the toy is out of sight, it's literally out of mind. To the child, the toy has disappeared. This explains why children often get upset when you hide their toys.
Conservation. First, we'll watch the experiment, then we will analyze it. Conservation refers to the ability to determine that a certain quantity will remain the same despite adjustment of the container, shape, or apparent size. Let's see how this works.
Excuse me, Dolly. Which one has more juice?
They both have the same.
Interesting. Now we'll take this juice and we'll pour it in this cup. Alright, Dolly? That goes in there. Alright. Now take a gander once again. Which juice has more liquid?
That one.
Well, you're wrong.
From this angle, both cups appear to have the same amount of liquid. This explains why the child says they have equal amounts. When we pour the liquid into a taller cup, to the child the volume appears to change. This explains why the child believes that the taller cup has more liquid. Let's take a look at another example.
Okay, so if I were to ask you if the sharing of the graham crackers is equal, what would you say?
No.
And now, if I were to do this, now is the sharing of the graham crackers even?
Yes!
Why is the sharing of the graham crackers even?
Because you have to and I have to.
Well, you're wrong.
So let's analyze what just happened. In a child's mind, they're just simply counting pieces of cracker and they're not really realizing how large the pieces actually are. This explains why when the cracker is broken into two pieces, the child thinks that they have the same amount as the other person, even though those crackers are larger than theirs.
Today, we have witnessed the lack of conservation and object permanence in young children. These ideas, developed by John Piaget, explain why children have different views of the world than teens and adults. Psychologists today don't know exactly when object permanence develops in young children, although it is believed to develop sometime at the end of the sensory-motor stage of development. Conservation, on the other hand, develops sometime after the pre-operational stage and before the concrete operational stage of cognitive development, according to John Piaget. Today, we've come to understand the process of cognitive development in young children.
What do I say again? I have short-term memory loss.
I know!
What's the last part?
Oh my god! You didn't get the middle part yet!
Get Brown Baby out of here!
Action.
Okay, so if I split this,
Action.
but now if I were to do this,
Keep going.
Well, you're wrong.